Gentlemen, let me ask you something up front. Have you ever caught yourself noticing tattoos on women and wondered, what does that really mean? Good. Grounded women absolutely can have ink. So, if this already triggers a reaction in you, relax. This isn't about shaming anyone. It is about pattern recognition, the skill that helps men avoid repeating the same mistakes with a new face. Here's a hard truth most avoid. Tattoos aren't just decoration, and choices rarely happen randomly. They occur at specific moments, under specific emotional circumstances, for very specific reasons. Some of those reasons are healthy. Ignoring that doesn't make you open-minded, it makes you blind. Some men see tattoos and interpret confidence, edge, or sexuality. Others see emotional baggage or potential headaches. Neither view is completely wrong. The real issue isn't whether tattoos are attractive, it's what they often signal about impulse control, emotional patterns, and long-term values, especially when hormones aren't driving your decisions anymore. That's usually when men wake up too late. If you're the kind of man who values peace over chaos, long-term stability over short-term thrills, substance over surface-level excitement, this video is for you. If your focus is just fun weekends and fleeting chemistry, most of this won't bother you. But if your goal is a calm life, a grounded partner, and a relationship that doesn't drain your nervous system, pay attention. If you're new here, I am Ayana Horganza. I help good men understand women better so they can find, attract, and keep the right woman without losing themselves or their sanity. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. One more note before we dive in. This isn't about personal opinion. It's about patterns backed by studies, psychology, and real-world observation. Some of you will agree, some won't. But ignoring patterns doesn't make them disappear. Your brain judges subconsciously. It's a safety mechanism. That's why even law enforcement is trained to read tattoos. Not because ink equals danger, but because symbols often reflect lifestyle choices, emotional history, and risk tolerance. Yes, there's a double standard. Rebellion, risk-taking, and defiance are often attractive in men, but labeled unstable in women. Fair or not, this standard exists. It affects dating outcomes whether you acknowledge it or not. With that context, let's start with risk number 1. She has a past, and it's written on her skin. Tattoos tell stories. Some are beautiful, some painful. Some were chosen during clarity, others during rock-bottom moments. That quote on her collarbone might not be poetry, it could be survival. That date on her wrist could be a milestone or a Nixie hasn't fully let go of. When you date her, you not just dating who she is. Today you're re-engaging with every version of her that hasn't fully healed. Supporting growth is admirable. Competing with emotional ghosts is exhausting. There's a difference between being understanding and becoming an unpaid therapist in your own relationship. Risk number 2. She may thrive on rebellion. Many women get tattoos during their burn-it-all-down phase, breakups, betrayals, layoffs, family chaos, health scares. The ink becomes a statement. I do what I want. I answer to no one. At first, that energy can feel intoxicating, the chemistry, intensity, unpredictability, but building a life requires rhythm, not constant resistance. You may want stability. She may crave freedom at all costs. Self-sabotage can look a lot like passion in the beginning. Destroying stability to feel control isn't empowerment, it's pain. Tattoos often play a role in that story. Risk number 3. She draws attention everywhere she goes. Tattooed women often don't fade into the background. They command notice, comments, glances, subtle tests. If you value discretion, privacy, or modesty, be honest about how this long-term dynamic feels. Some women genuinely enjoy the spotlight, and that's fine. But if she depends on constant external validation, it can wear you down. What begins as flattering can slowly turn exhausting. Even when she's with you, her ink communicates messages to others. Whether fair or not, that's reality. Pause for a moment. Brother, which of these already feels familiar? Drop a comment with 1 or 2 words that capture it. Past chaos, attention, intensity. If this grounded, honest breakdown resonates, make sure Joe subscribed. This channel is for men who want clarity without bitterness, standards without hatred, and growth without losing their edge. Join a community of men, choosing awareness over chaos, and values over noise. Risk number 4. She may be addicted to pain or emotional chaos. Tattoos hurt not just physically, but often emotionally. For many, the process symbolizes healing, rebirth, or reclaiming control. Sometimes, that's genuine growth. But here's the danger. When pain becomes familiar, it can start to feel like home. A calm, emotionally available man enters, and she feels restless not because he's wrong, but because her nervous system doesn't recognize peace as love. Stability may feel boring if her pattern craves chaos. Risk number 5. She may still be finding herself. Tattoos can be self-expression, but when each new piece signals a reinvention, it can indicate deeper uncertainty. One month she's boho, next month Jim Harker, then spiritual crystals, then crypto, biker chic, minimalist, always changing. At first, it feels like dating possibility itself. You're not building with a person, you're chasing a moving target. Stability isn't boring, it's the foundation for lasting growth without burnout. Risk number 6. Her social circle may be chaotic or toxic. We absorb the norms of those around us. Certain high-risk tattoo patterns often correlate with groups that embrace drama, instability, or perpetual crises. That energy bleeds into relationships. Bitterness clusters. Dysfunction becomes normalized. If her closest friends are perpetual chaos magnets, pause, that's discernment, not judgment. Risk number 7. She may struggle with self-worth or body image. Tattoos can be armor, empowering, or camouflage. Complement her, get close emotionally, and she may deflect. External validation can't fix self-concept. You can support growth if she chooses, but love alone won't override internal struggles. Check in. Which of these feels familiar? Drop a word. Chaos patterns, red flags, lock it in. Risk number 8. She may be impulsive. Multiple studies link tattoos with higher impulsivity and risk. Not all tattooed women are reckless, but patterns exist. Many are spontaneous, emotionally driven decisions. Breakup tattoos, Vegas tattoos, new chapter tattoos. If permanent decisions are driven by temporary feelings, unpredictability carries over into relationships. Acting on impulse instead of principle is instability in a fun disguise. Risk number 9. Tattoos may be a test. Women test men subconsciously or directly. If you can't handle my tattoos, you don't deserve me. That's not empowerment, it's a defensive filter. Ignore them, critique them, or approve temporarily, and dynamics shift. When tattoos are central to identity or emotional safety, relationships built around them rarely feel warm. Risk number 10. She may want you, but not need you. Independence is attractive. Hypo-independence is a defense. If she never allows you to lead, protect, or matter meaningfully, you're an accessory to her control, not a partner. Many men endure this, slowly shrinking, doubting themselves because on paper, it looked fine. Tattoos often mark transitions, reinventions, or chapters, and you might be part of that change, not the destination. Peace may feel exciting at first, but can become boring if her nervous system is wired for chaos. NSP tattoos, no sir. PA signal high-risk patterns, number, size, and darkness of imagery, plus extreme modifications. Ink shows, value spikes, rebellion and chaos are visible. That's not judgment, it's alignment. Adrenaline, intimacy. Familiar dysfunction does not equal soulmate energy. Compatibility is about nervous systems, values, and goals coexisting without destruction. Not every tattooed woman is a red flag, but patterns matter. Tattoos often express who she was at the time, and that matters when building something long-term. Research also shows women without prior substance issues may develop tattoos later more often than men. And remember, all women test men. There's a reason, and a way to handle it without frustration. This channel is for men seeking truth without bitterness, standards without hate, and growth without losing edge. Join a community choosing awareness over chaos and peace over short-term thrills. Finally, I want to hear from you. Do you agree? Disagree? Have you lived it?